Hey everyone, welcome to the 3P Homestead. I am outside today, not exactly in the garden, but it is a beautiful day. It's not miserably hot, so it is the first day of October, so it's starting to have cooler mornings and cooler evenings, which is so fantastic. So I was looking out in the garden. There's not much to update you with. I do think that something is eating my green beans. They are a little thin, and I know that I had some sprigs and some flowers, and now I just have like two little leaves at the top. So I think that I have a bunny, which got me thinking, which I knew was a possibility. Out here we've got woods behind us, so lots of critters. So it got me thinking, how am I going to prevent this in the future? Which then got me thinking too, I need to make a plan. And I'm a planner. I love planning and prepping. So out come the ideas and the lists, and I'm going to make a plan for the spring garden. So the first part of my plan is I'm going to keep a journal. This journal is going to be threefold. It's going to be documenting my planting. So I've kind of started it. So I'm documenting what I plant inside and out, on what day, how many, what variety I'm planting, color coded, of course. And so I'm keeping a journal of that information. What was a success? What was a failure? And then I'm going to use my journal to plan ahead. What to plant next, when to plant it, and am I direct sowing it into the garden, or am I starting seeds inside? And then as the third part of this journal is I'm going to start documenting the meals that we're eating. Now I make a meal plan at the beginning of the week and make a grocery list. Doesn't always end up being what I've put on that. So I can't really use that. I'm going to use this journal as a day after, a couple days after. What did we actually eat? What were the side dishes and all of that stuff? That way it gives me a better idea of what we're eating, what we're planting, what I need to plant, what I can plant, and then gives me a better idea of what we're going to do on a plan to get a year's worth of food. So more to come on that in the days as we talk more about prepping items on the prep day. So I've got this book. I think I've showed this book to you before. It's The Family Garden Planner by Melissa K. Norris. Got it on YouTube. She's a YouTuber. No, got this on Amazon. She is a YouTuber that I watch. And she added a section in the back that plans out what you do each month of the year for your zone. So I love this, such after my own heart. So I'm going to go through this list, kind of check our weather, because we're right on the border of zone 8B and 9A. So I'm going to kind of go through 8 and 9 zones and kind of meld those together. So I'm going to go through that, and I'm going to use that as my base to go through my journal for next year, because my planner is a academic planner. It was the July to July. So that way I can go through and plan spring to summer. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to work on mapping out what the garden's going to look like next year. So just a rough kind of draft. What I'd like to do is do those beds that are raised beds that have the chicken wire, so they're wood and then they have chicken wire, and in fact I'm going to need to go across the top with chicken wire, and maybe even then put a door on the end so that it is enclosed for critters, but bees and pollinators of course can still get in, and then a door so that I can get in. But lumber's expensive. We're going to need a lot of dirt. We're going to need a lot of compost. And I want to start buying things like through the winter to get ready for that. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I'll show you, maybe I'll post a picture of my inspiration for that, the beds that I want to build. And then do I use grow bags? How am I going to cover those so that the critters don't get them? All those kinds of things I want to work through in my mind, get some ideas on paper, and then really start measuring, making a plan, and making a list of items so that we can start buying them now. I don't think it's ever too early to start planning for something like this. It's within the next year. It's probably within the next 6 months that I want it to have this ready to go so that we can start planting things. Where I started those onion starts, I've got some sprigs popping up, so that's super exciting. We're gonna get those in the ground soon. I'll bring you along for that. It's almost time to plant the garlic because it goes over the winter to harvest in the spring. So I'll bring you along for that as well. Those two things, I think, I've said this before, I think are going in my 2-tiered planner. So lots of ideas are rolling around in my head, and if you have ideas, please share them with me. Make some comments, post pictures of what you've done, maybe what you've planted and how you've kept critters out of it, if you have that problem. So let me know your thoughts, and I'm excited to share this journey with you. So come along, please subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time with more ideas and maybe more pictures and an actual plan. We'll go over it again once I finalized everything. Hope you have a great day, y'all. Bye.